Hey guys, my name is Kaz Thompson, and we wanted to have a quick webinar on how to be a successful vendor. If you're about to host or at least be a vendor at a pop-up shop or trade show or any event. So let's just jump into it. Again, my name is Kaz Thompson. I'm the venue manager here at Bridge Grounds. We've been hosting events and pop-up shops for some time now. And again, this is a question that we get pretty often, and we wanted to just provide some feedback, some resources for future vendors, current vendors, or even if you're not using our event space, any vendor out there in the United States, in the world, that's trying to do a good job of finding success vending. If you have a small business, if you're an entrepreneur, and you just want to make the next step, which is a small step but an important step in getting your business out there, this is going to be one that you want to sit back and take some notes on. We've put together 5 important steps or important tips on how to be a successful vendor. My favorite personally is number 4, but sit tight and we're going to jump right in. So the first one is just to know your audience, right? So before you invest any time or money, make sure that you have good dialogue with the host, and you want to find out who's going to be at the event or at this pop-up shop or trade show, etc. You want to know if it's men, women, if it's family friendly, etc. You want to have some type of grasp on who's going to be attending the event and if it's going to be worth your time. So we heavily suggest that you have good dialogue with the event host. Just ask a lot of questions. It's okay. As a host myself, we've had a lot of people ask questions, and the ones that ask the most questions up front seem to have the most success because they're prepping and taking action on prioritizing what's going to happen at the event. So it's very difficult to plan if you don't know what you're planning for, right? And again, like I said earlier, it's also good to know who's going to be at the event so that you could even know if you need to participate in this event at all. We have entrepreneur events, we have craft events, we have events that are not family friendly, right? We have events that are good for women only, or primarily going to be male influenced or male dominated. So again, you want to know if your product or service is going to line up with the event that you're attending and the event that you're going to be vending at. So the second piece is to treat the event as if it's your own. So what we mean by that is, obviously you have your own business that you've established, and now you're trying to get more engagement and more recognition. You want to put yourself out there. You want to handle this event or this opportunity as if you're the creator and if you're the host, right? So you don't want to step on toes or anything like that. You don't want to discredit the event host or the venue, but what you want to do is treat this event as if it's your own. Or what we mean by that is you want to make sure that you're doing everything possible to have success. And success means tons of sales, and you want to make sure that you're getting your audience, your group of customers that follow you on a regular basis to come out to this event and support you. So you want to treat the event as if it's your own. You want to be professional. You want to answer questions. If people are hitting you up on your website or on social media, you want to handle those questions and reply in a professional way, giving people the opportunity to see that, hey, you know what, you're treating your business professionally, and this is somebody, or this is a business that I want to support. And when they get to the event, they're going to see that you have a clean table, you have a tablecloth, you have some type of acrylics or signs displaying what your inventory is, what you do, how you could be found, maybe business cards. Obviously, I know as a small business, you might be on a budget, but again, these are things to think about as you're expanding. You want to treat this opportunity, this event, again, as if it's your own. The other piece is to not rely wholeheartedly on just the traffic that's going to come in from the host, right? So I'm sure that he or she will have an obligation. They want to make sure that the event is a success. But what we typically advise all of our vendors to do is, make sure that they're spreading the message of what's going to happen at the event in their own unique way, telling their own story. And a good way to do that is to create your own flyer, right? So what you want to do is not just rely on the flyer of the host or the person that's You're going to be moderating the event, but you want to go out and create your own flyer using your own brand, your brand colors, your brand logos, to make sure that, once you hit social media, that your audience that's already following you, they already recognize that, hey, this is XYZ Cupcakes, and I want to follow XYZ Cupcakes. They're going to be at this place. This is a good, convenient way for me as a customer to go and pick up cupcakes from XYZ Cupcakes, and I want to be there. I'm glad that he or she is doing this. So what you want to do is create your own flyer, and then go ahead and put that flyer on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you choose to, socialize right now with your audience. Continue to do that for this event. Earlier we said that, hey, you want to treat this event as if it's your own. Our personal favorite too is on Facebook. Facebook has a unique feature where you could actually create events. So again, speak to your host. You don't want to step on any toes here or discredit the main event, but as a business owner yourself, what you want to do is let your current audience know that you're going to be at this trade show, fair, pop-up shop on this day, on this time, and you'd love their support. So a good way to do that is on Facebook. If you have a business page, click on events, and just, you see right there in the middle, create event, and you could, again, pop in your flyer into that event. And you can use free tools like Canva. Also, an app called Over is one that we use on a regular basis. Create your own flyer, create your own event, and let your customers know where you're going to be, right? So that leads me to the third point, in this section, is asking for help, right? So one of the methods that we typically advise new vendors to do is to not be afraid to ask for help, and be very intentional and specific about it. Set a goal of yourself of 10 family and friends, the closest family members and friends that are close to you. Once you have this event out on Facebook or Instagram, ask them to repost it, to share it, to tell their 10 favorite or closest family and friend members about your event that's coming up, and make sure that it's spreading like wildfire. So that goes back to the earlier piece about treating the event as if it's your own. You're going to be relying on traffic to your table at this event in order to create that traffic, in order to create sales from that traffic. So you want to turn traffic into sales. That's the math, that's a conversion. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is asking the most amount of people to be there, and that's, again, going to turn into more sales. I can't stress that enough. So the next piece is creating incentives. So again, in order to get these family members and friends motivated to come out, we've used these 3 tips to get even more of an impact on the table for that day. So what you want to do is create discounts. We're not going to be telling you what to discount or how to discount, or even if you should discount. That's going to be up to you as a business owner. It might not be the best business strategy for you, but we've noticed that when customers see that, hey, I could take advantage of something going on this day, and something that I typically can get at one price, but today I could get it at 5 or 10 or 25% off, or maybe buy one, get one free. I'm going to make the trip to come out there and to support this business. I was going to support it anyway, but now I'm even more eager to come out there and make an impact to help out my friend or family, or this new person that's starting this business. The second piece is, if you don't want to discount, another cool incentive is just raffles. Raffles are easy to get at any party supply store. Google one. If you're in Atlanta or the Georgia area, Party City is pretty popular. I'm sure it's popular throughout the country as well. But just pick up a pack of raffles and announce, on Facebook or on Instagram that, hey, you're going to have a raffle that day and you're giving away some type of prize. Maybe it's something that you've held in inventory for a while. Now, your audience doesn't have to know that, right? So we're not asking you to give away anything old or anything stale if it's food. But use this raffle system as a way to incentivize your potential audience to come out and take advantage of what you have going on that day. And then last but not least, something unique, special edition, limited edition, terms like that, something that's only offered in person that day, something that's not on your website. If you're using Shopify to sell, it could be, if you're selling clothes, it could be a special hoodie just designed for that day, or something that's trendy on topic if you're doing clothes or even if you're baking, something that, again, is special and specific for the fair, for the pop-up shop, or for that event. So create incentives, right? So we talked about discounts, raffles, and something unique. Last but not least, before we get to number 5 is number 4. So it's not last, it's not least, but it's super important. And it's setting goals, right? So what we try to do is have 2 sets of goals. When we vend, or if we're going out to an event and we're promoting our businesses, and one is obviously a monetary goal. So if you have a monetary goal, it makes it easy for you to attack your crowd. So when we say attack your crowd, not physically attack, we try to keep it, violent free. But when I say attack the crowd, making sure that every customer that walks in the door, if you're outside, every customer that passes your table, you're greeting, you're saying hello, you're asking them for the sale, you're making eye contact, you're engaging with that customer. So when you have a goal, so for example, if you know that you're going out to make 200 that day and you have a $10 product, you have to sell to 20 people. If you're going to sell to 20 people, you might have to talk to 200 people, right? But having that goal in your head actually creates what's called intentional selling, right? So what that means is if you are talking to somebody and you know that, hey, you're just one product away from hitting that 200 goal, you're going to be a little bit more pumped up, right? Or incentivized, or just, again, on cloud 9, just making sure that you're doing everything possible to again, sell that one. Now, you're going to not cheat or do anything unethical, but again, it just keeps you grinding, right? So the second piece in setting goals is an engagement goal. So that's not up on the screen right now, but the other piece that we just stated, the engagement goal is one where it's not monetary, but it comes down to, again, how many people do I want to touch that day? So maybe I'm a new business or even previously established, but the goal for me is not money today. It's just to get the word out that I even have a company, or that I'm trying to guide people back to my website, or that I have something else coming out in about a month from now. So when I have that engagement goal, it's just like the monetary goal where I know I need to touch 200 people, or I'm going to say, hey, you know what, I want to get 50 new Instagram followers today. So having that goal is something that's going to help you stay organized and on track for the day. And there's nothing wrong with having both. So if you have an engagement goal and a monetary goal, and you come to 90% of hitting both of those goals, or 110%, let's try to exceed goals, right? 110%, that's going to be a good thing. So again, set goals, dream big, take action. And then last but not least, get data. And what I mean by that is just like how it sounds like, hey, in the previous step, we talked about getting people to take your business card, to connect with you. But the other thing that you could do too is get information from your customers. And I'll tell you why this is important. If you give out a business card, that business card might be lost, it might be stepped on, it's in a bag full of other business cards from the tables right beside you, to the left and right of you, they're giving out business cards as well. When you get data, that enables you to communicate to your customer later. So a good way to do this is to create a guest book, asking your customer for their first and last name, maybe an email address, phone number, Instagram, however you want to create your database. Hopefully you already have a database of customers. But at this event, as you're setting these engagement goals, make sure that you're also collecting information from your customers, especially if they truly want to support, they love your product, they think it's interesting. Maybe they don't have money to spend that day, right? But what you want to do is make sure that you're able to reach back out to them, communicate. Maybe you want to tell them, again, when's the next time you're going to have an event or be in an event, or maybe in 2 weeks you want them to know that you're going to have something on sale, or you want to invite them to join your Facebook group. But by not having information on your customer, it puts you at a disadvantage. So again, we want you to take advantage of the day, take advantage of the time, take advantage of the money spent to be at this event or pop-up shop or fair. Again, we spoke about the 4 or 5 things: knowing your audience, treating the event as if it's your own, creating incentives for your table, finding success by setting goals, and then collecting information. If there's something that we missed, or you want another tip to be added, something that has helped you in the past, leave a comment. Again, this is just a quick webinar, something off the rip to just help out potential vendors, if they're at Bridge Grounds or not, to find success in vending. So again, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, reach out. And again, thanks for the support. Bye.